Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. I just arrived home from the beach and I could not watch the Manchester City game versus Brighton nor the Liverpool versus Arsenal game. But I was constantly checking the result in the City game and especially the Liverpool-Arsenal game. And I saw that Liverpool only had 3 shots on target, Arsenal only had 1 shot on target, and City also lost. You know, this transfer window, the Premier League spent over 3 billion euros. 3 billion euros. By far the most. I think if you add up La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, and Liga, it's not even half of the money that the Premier League has spent. But they're ass. The Premier League last season was like the worst season since the Leicester City season. And once again, me as a Paris Saint-Germain supporter, or a Barca fan, or a Madrid fan, or a Bayern fan, should we fear this league? Should we fear these teams? And what is it about these big games always ending in these disgusting games? You know, when I watch PSG Marseille, or Bayern Dortmund, or even Inter Napoli, or obviously El Clásico between Madrid and Barca, or even add in Atletico Madrid versus one of those teams, it's always an exciting game, filled with chances, filled with goals, filled with moments, individual brilliance. But the Premier League is a terroristic league. I've always said this. What the Premier League does so great is market the product. The product isn't that good. The product is actually heavy mid. But they're so good at, marketing the product. It's garbage. How can the biggest game of the season, an early, title-changing game, only have 4 shots on target in the entire game? What is this disgustingness? I'm looking at Arsenal. Just like the last season, out of IDs. They played United, it was the same. Then they played Leeds and stat padded a bit. These garbage Prem teams, man. Like, the Premier League, when you look at the money they're spending, they should be dominating Europe. We, PSG, should not be able to compete. But, I can now say for sure, guaranteed, it's early days, it's early on. The Premier League team will not win the Champions League. We may have only one team in the semi-final. That's how disgusting these teams are. Like, imagine being a Liverpool fan or an Arsenal fan. How are you supposed to be excited for these games? You know how many big games in the Premier League end in a draw or a disgusting 1-0 or something? Like, this is why I tried this season. I said, you know what? With the signings of Cisco and Buemo and Cunha to United, Gyökeres, Eze to Arsenal, Xavi Simons, Kudus to Spurs, Reinders, Cherki to City, all of these signings, we were supposed, Verts, what's that? Like the 3rd, 4th highest transfer fee of all time. They might get Isak as well, but they're still mid. They're still going to lose to the PSGs, the Barcas, the Madrids. What this shows you is, you know what they've always said about us PSG? Oh, we're a money team, No, the Premier League is a money league. The Premier League without money is garbage. And with money is still ass. How is this league taken seriously? I tried my best to have excitement. I even told my friend when I was on the beach, I was like, yo, should we go early home so we can watch the Arsenal-Liverpool game? An early title deciding game. Arsenal might win the Prem. Liverpool might win it again. Garbageness. I didn't even, you don't even need to watch the Prem games to understand how garbage they are. Like, I'm so disgusted. I'm so disgusted. Like, I don't support the Prem. I don't care about the Prem. I think the Prem is irrelevant. And City, I thought City would come back. Pep is a fraud. Pep should have been sacked last season. But he's still living off, what he did 5 seasons ago. And one thing I actually want to say about Pep is he's somewhat of a failure. It's not a failure, but I think he gets a little bit overrated. Yes, he's done great stuff in the Premier League. But where you're supposed to do great stuff, especially with the money that City have invested, is in the Champions League. If you don't do it in the Champions League, you're not doing it. Nobody cares about the Premier League. You can win. They stat padded so many Premier Leagues. They made the Premier League look easy. What happened in the UCL? They only did it once in 7-8 years under Pep Guardiola? Like, genuinely embarrassed, man. Genuinely embarrassed. Even Chelsea, who got that Fugazi Club World Cup win versus us, they're still looking hella mid in the Premier League. Like, who actually looks good? Spurs? I thought Spurs would be interesting. They made us suffer in that UEFA Super Cup game. They won their first 2 games. And then they got they lost to Bournemouth. And then I saw the stats. They got completely obliterated. What this means is, the quote they always say, everyone can beat everyone in the Premier League. Yes, not because everyone is good. Because everyone is mid. How can you lose to these teams? Because you're not that good. I can't take this league seriously. This is a rant. This is a passion. This is straight from the heart. I'm completely disgusted in the Premier League. You are supposed to be good. You are supposed to be exciting. I should be wanting to watch your games, but I don't want to watch your games. I don't want to. Another thing I want to say about Liverpool is Salah and Van Dijk played great last season. I mean, Van Dijk was, I think he was a little bit overrated last season, but they definitely play for their contracts. I mean, Salah has had a dreadful start to this season. Usually he stat pads in the beginning of the season and then goes away, after the Christmas picture and everything. But it's already now. He played for his contract. I'm just tired. Because I always hear the Premier League is the new Super League. In terms of money, I 100% agree. In terms of football, absolutely no. Absolutely no. There's so much individual talent in that league. But because the teams play terrorism football, I'm looking at you, Arteta. Artetanyahu, as they like to call you. The terrorist himself. Like, how can you spend this much money and play like worse football than Prime Simeone? Khalas. 3 match weeks in, and fuck the Premier League. Fuck the Premier League. All the excitement I built up in the summer when I saw the transfers and the narratives and everything. Fuck the Premier League. I couldn't care less who wins it. It's going to be another shit Premier League season. I couldn't care less who wins it. Nobody's going to win the Champions League. And this is my prediction. Maybe only one Premier League team in the Champions League semi-final, which would be embarrassing for a league that spent 3 billion and have been talking so much shit. Embarrassing. That's been it. Hopefully, guys, agree with my opinion, because if you do not, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. If you're a Premier League fan, you should be on my side. You should be like, yo, what's wrong with my league? You have all the money in the world, you sign all the best players in the world, and you still garbage. Where's the excitement? Oh, Sobosai scored an insane free kick. Yes, he did. That was an insane free kick, but that was probably the only insane thing that happened in that game. Sometimes I can watch PSG. The recent PSG Toulouse game was more exciting than the 2 Premier League best teams against each other. Fuck the Premier League. That's been it from my boy PSGINT. And as usual, allez, Paris.